Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is the first of a new series of videos I'm doing. My favorite non-franchise film per year, Volume 1. But before I begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know what some of your favorite films are. Now, it is summer movie season, as you know. Memorial Day weekend just passed, which is officially the beginning of summer movie season. And I did a show about a week ago with my co-hosts Sean and Kenny on Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. We did a special episode where we did 10 of our favorite non-franchise films that were released in the summer. And I kind of took that I had such a good time on that episode, I decided to take that idea as a launching point for this new series. So what I did was I picked one movie from each year that came out theatrically during the summer months of that year. And the rule is that it could not be part of any kind of franchise. It could not have any kind of sequels, remakes, or reboots of any kind. So that made it a little more interesting. And since technically the summer blockbuster season started in 1975 with Jaws, we picked that as the start date. So I'm going to do a series of videos, probably like 5. Each video will contain 10 years. So we're going to start off on 75. We're going to end on 84. And again, we're just going to go into brief details about the movies. Not going to go into huge plot points or whatever. But hopefully you enjoy this. So 1975, we're going to start off. This was released theatrically. And by the way, all this release information I got off of Wikipedia. So if you go on IMDb or something and the date is different, I don't know what's right. I'm just going by what I got off of Wikipedia. So, okay. So released on June 27th of 1975 is one of my all-time favorite drive-in films. And I'm talking about Race with the Devil, starring Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, Loretta Swit, and Laura Parker. This one is directed by Jack Starrett, who was an actor most famous for being in First Blood as the deputy who falls out of a helicopter when he's trying to shoot Rambo. He also played Gabby Johnson in Blazing Saddles. This movie's great. Again, I'm not going to go into details too much about plot, but this movie, I'm amazed, has never been remade. I'm kind of glad it hasn't been. This is a great film if you've never seen it. 1976, released on July 23rd of that year, is Logan's Run, starring Michael York, Jenny Agutter, Farrah Fawcett, Richard Jordan, Roscoe Lee Brown, and the great Peter Ustinov. This movie was a huge, huge influence on me as far as liking science fiction, and of course, Jenny Agutter had a huge impact on me as a 9-year-old. Now, I kind of broke the rules a little bit on this one because this one, there's been no remakes or reboots, but there was a short-lived TV series, but hardly anybody remembers it. I barely remember it, but I love this movie. Okay, now we are in 1977, July 22nd, 1977, and by this point, Star Wars had just come out, but it wasn't a huge phenomenon yet. But one of the big phenomenons for the last couple of years to this point were Jaws ripoffs. And to me, outside of Grizzly, Orca is my favorite Jaws ripoff of all time. Starring Richard Harris, Will Sampson, Charlotte Rampling, Keenan Wynn, and a very young Bo Derek. This movie's awesome. My good friend Roy over at Blue Roy Movies recently watched this. We discussed it on my live stream, and he thought it was absolutely hilarious, but he enjoyed it, and yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this batshit crazy movie. Moving along to 1978, July 14th, 1978 to be exact, we have Burt Reynolds in Hooper, co-starring Sally Field, Jan Michael Vincent, Brian Keith. This is a great movie. Burt plays a Hollywood stuntman who's a little bit over the hill, who has to train the younger, better version of him to do stunts, and hilarity ensues. This was one of the biggest hits that year. At this point, Burt could do no wrong. The year before this, he had Smokey and the Bandit, of course. And yeah, Hooper's one of his best movies. I love this movie. 1979. I saw this one at the drive-in, just like I saw just about all these movies. Hooper, Orca, and this one for sure. North Dallas 40, starring Nick Nolte, Mac Davis, and Charles Durning. This is a great movie. Directed by the late, great Ted Kotcheff, who just passed away recently. This is probably my favorite football movie of all time outside of The Longest Yard. And this one is definitely the most believable. It's great. If you've never seen this movie, check it out. It's one of Nick Nolte's best performances. Mac Davis is actually great. He was a country singer at this point. And this was his acting debut. And he's great. Both of them are fantastic. North Dallas 40, 1979. I also saw this one at the drive-in. July 18th, 1980. One of the greatest World War II films of all time, in my opinion. Samuel Fuller's The Big Red One. Starring Lee Marvin, Mark Hamill, and Robert Carradine, among others. This is a fantastic film that unfortunately not enough people have seen. If you have not seen this movie, please seek it out. It is fantastic. Now, this particular version that I have on Blu-ray contains two versions, the theatrical version and the reconstructed version. The reconstructed version is quite a bit different. It's got about 40 minutes extra footage, and it's rated R, whereas the theatrical version was originally rated PG. But fantastic movie. I think it contains Mark Hamill's absolute best performance on screen. Cannot recommend this film enough. This one I did not see theatrically, but I wish I would have. This one came out, this is Blowout, directed by Brian De Palma. This one was released on July 17th, 1981, starring Nancy Allen, John Lithgow, and in his career best performance, in my opinion, John Travolta. This movie was a flop, unfortunately. It was a big critical hit, but audiences just did not go to see this movie, and it's a shame, because I think this is one of Brian De Palma's absolute best films. The beginning of the film, there's a scream that makes you laugh, and at the end of the film, there's a scream that makes you want to cry. This is just a fantastic film, and again, if you haven't seen it, please seek this film out. Now we're in 1982, and 1982 to me is one of the greatest summers of all time as far as movies go. There are so many to choose from, and so many movies that have become huge cult classics or just classics themselves. And a lot of those movies have also inspired franchises. But this one doesn't get as much love as it should, and it was a reasonable hit at the time. Released on July 23rd, 1982, The World According to Garp, starring Robin Williams, Mary Kay Place, and in their Academy Award-nominated performances, John Lithgow and Glenn Close. And as a matter of fact, this was Glenn Close's big screen debut. Directed by the legendary George Roy Hill. I still think this is one of Robin Williams' best performances and best movies. And again, this movie was pretty big at the time. It's kind of been forgotten about through the years. It's a very strange movie, but it's a great movie. So, from 1982, The World According to Garp. Then we move to August 5th, 1983, with Cujo, based on the novel from Stephen King and directed by Louis Teague. This movie stars Dee Wallace and Danny Pintero and Ed Lauter, among others. This isn't my favorite movie as far as summer movies from 1983 goes, but it's got my favorite moment from a movie that summer. I mentioned this on one of my drive-in videos way back when, but me and my sister went and saw this at the drive-in. And again, this movie was released in August, so the car's windows were all the way down. I had my arm hanging out the window, and I felt something brushed by my hand, and I jumped and went, what the hell? And my sister thought I was, messing with her. And about that time, we thought we saw something in front of the car, so she turned on the parking lights of the car, and there was a dog standing in front of the car, and the light reflected off the lights enough to where we thought it was like a hound from hell. We both started screaming, and it wasn't even a big dog, but 40 years later, we still talk about that moment, and it's one of those moments that I'll cherish until the day I die. So because of that, I chose Cujo for 1983. Getting ready to wrap this video up. The last one in this list from 1984 is Dreamscape, starring Dennis Quaid, Kate Capshaw, Max von Sydow, Christopher Plummer, and the late George Wendt, who just passed away last week, directed by Joseph Rubin. The reason why I picked Dreamscape was this was basically one of the movies that marked the seismic shift in films. In 1984, there was a new rating invented, and it was PG-13. The first of which was released, PG-13 movie was Red Dawn, which has been remade, so that is why that is not on this list. But the following week, this one came out, and The Woman in Red, and both of those were also rated PG-13. This movie's great. A lot of people don't like it. I mean, I understand it. It's kind of derivative, and some of the effects don't stand up the way that they used to. But I absolutely adore this movie and always have. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe. But most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know what some of your favorite non-franchise summer movies were from those years. I would really like to hear what yours are. Before I leave, I want to mention that this coming Saturday, May 31st, at 1 p.m. Central Time, right here on Jim's Movie Channel, will be the next edition of Shooting the Shit with Jim. My very, very special guest will be Kenny from Kenny's Movie Palace, and one of my co-hosts from Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. I'm going to leave Kenny's links in the description below. Please subscribe to Kenny's channel, and please tune in on Saturday and spend a couple of hours with me and Kenny. He's one of the nicest people that I've met on the YouTube journey so far, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I hope you guys will join us for that. One last time, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.